Good evening. I think it's like 7 o'clock outside. Just getting some fresh air. I've had a very interesting week. Had a slow burn of a sickness that I don't know what's going on. Like, the joint affected me so bad. I didn't even get to. It sucks. I planned to go to BlurredCon and paid my money and all of that, and got sick, so couldn't even do that. So I just been stuck in the house, gonna ride and all of that. It's a great weekend, but everything happens for a reason, as they say. For whatever reason, I needed to get sick. I needed to go to the ER. I needed to get checked out. Hopefully one day I'll see what the rewards were from this. But either way, so given the fact that I've been in the house, um, you know, came from the ER, did my little thing, got my meds. So just resting up for real. What up, Hercules? So doing some reading because reading's fundamental. And I read a quote that I really, really liked. The longest distance in the world is from the head to the heart. Now, I read that from an article. Um, Now, in the article, I want you to be mindful that when I first read that line, I interpreted it a certain way. And I'll get to my interpretation after I say how the article basically interpreted it. So, the article was speaking about being wise in your actions and understanding change, and understanding that change comes from the actual thought of the change and the actual feeling that goes behind the thought. So in the article they were explaining that, okay, let's say you're a drinker, and they use the example of one day you decide that you want to stop drinking. So you say, I'm going to stop drinking. Or, matter of fact, let's take it back. I'm not going to drink too much tonight, but you still, in the midst of being around certain people, certain environment, you continue to drink. You continue to drink over the amount that you already stated that you wasn't going to go over. So the way the article had it going was that you, in your mind, made a decision that said that you wasn't going to drink, but you wasn't invested in the rewards or the consequences that would come about if you didn't follow through, or if you did follow through. Because at the end of the day, you can think something and you can spew it out all you want, but if you're not behind it, if your heart isn't in it, then you're going to continue to make the same mistakes. You're going to continue to do the same things, and that goes on to what people. Let's use another one. I'll use an example for basically how the article. Let's use cheating. Cheating is such a the older I've gotten, the more I've looked at cheating in a different aspect. I'm not condoning. I'm just saying that I've come to understand that there's more to it than just, oh, you stepped out on me. Now, sometimes that is the case, but to dig deep into it, to get behind all of it, it's very interesting to hear people's reasoning behind it and stuff like that. But anyway, let's not go off into a tangent. Let's go back. So a person may be in their mind and they say, hey, I'm not gonna cheat. Hey, they're put in a predicament to where they have somebody at home, but somebody else is showing them a little bit more attention right now. The opportunity presents itself. In your mind, you're saying, no, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to step out. But you still do it anyway. Why? Because in your heart, you wasn't invested enough at your home situation to say, hey, no, I don't want to lose this, or hey, this is wrong, or you just wasn't invested enough to really care about the consequences that come with it. So in the article, that's how they kind of spoke about the wisdom of the whole dynamic of being furthest away. That distance being the furthest distance from the heart to the head, to the head to the heart. So it was very interesting. It was a very interesting read. I don't want to make this a long video. My take on it when I first read it, because I really liked the quote. I even put it up on my Facebook, and I was going to throw it on my Instagram a little bit later. My take on it, the longest distance in the world is from the head to the heart. I took it as you may logically know something, and I mean logically. You may know this for a fact. Let's use people. You may know for a fact that this person is no good for you, that this situation is no good for you, that this job is no good for you, that just in general, you find yourself in a place around certain people that is just no good for you. You know this in your mind. Yet, your heart, for whatever reason, is invested in that situation, and you have not been able to pull yourself out of it. See, I looked at it from, I looked at it from a negative aspect. I did. Because to me, it's like, to me, the way I interpreted it was that, your mind is the good side of the consciousness. No, it's where you think logically and things like that. It's your heart. It's what you feel is what pulls you in the wrong direction, because you may very well know that, hey, this is not the place for you anymore. This is not the move for you, but you decide to still go that way because your heart is in it. Now, you could very well flip that and use it in another aspect and say, yeah, your mind is, yeah, you want to go this particular way. You want to go this route. That's the route to go. But you got to follow your heart. So say your mind is saying to be an engineer, but you have talent in writing stories. You have talent in rhyming and arts and crafts and whatever, or even your mind is telling you to go the route of being a screenplay artist, a screenplay writer, but your heart, that you want to be a cop, So it's all about perspective, And in this aspect, I've given two different ways you can look at one sentence, one saying, and the article gave a way to look at the saying. So, with that being said, never take anything at face value. Because just like that, there's three different ways you can take that one saying. The longest distance in the world is from the head to the heart. You can look at that from three different angles, maybe even more. Just thinking of how I could flip the way I looked at it, just with the negative to the positive or the positive to the negative, and then the way that the article looked at it. So again, I just finished this video out by saying, you see something at face value, never just automatically think you know everything about it. Never just think you have the answer, the end all be all, okay? Because there's always another way, there's always another angle to something. And there's always a moment, a teachable moment in things that you may think you know everything about. Okay? I'm gonna try to get better, y'all. Freaking can't work out, can't do nothing. So hopefully I feel better by the top of the week. Prayers, blessings, all that good stuff, you know. God is good all the time. Later.